Hello everyone, welcome back. My name is Madletter and today we're going to continue the Pillars of Eternity Let's Play series. So in the last session we've gone into the Brackenbury Sanitarium and we've been given the agreement to walk through this part of the Sanitarium, the patient rooms it seems. Can we talk to the individual patients? Doesn't seem so. There's something up here. Sugar. We'll take the sugar. Is there something down there? Yeah, seems like something's down there.
Margaren's fire casts light in dark places.
Let's sneak around a little. And actually explore this whole thing here a bit more. You never know what you can find. You've been hearing screams in the night. Doesn't sound good. Something hidden.
Now this I haven't seen before.
Gold rod shoe. And nothing in those. This is locked. I have the strange feeling that these flesh constructs will soon fight me. Let's go inside here. Steal all the stuff. More lockpicks. Wicht's in the cell back there, okay. Let's go in here and take a look-see. Already worth it. Bunch of money. Okay, so let's go to the office, laboratory, whatever it is down here. And knock and say hello.
Light, flame, and a simple test.
Let's lockpick that.
That's settled.
What's inside? Ravenwing, a unique mace. It has the damaging 3 plus 45 damage, wow. Percent, I mean. And more accuracy when attacking the same guy as an ally. I think we want that. And who shall we give it to, actually? We could give it to Adair. I mean, the 20% damage restored as endurance is quite nice, but I think this here might be better suited.
I'm ready.
Okay, so what do we have here? Something churns and bubbles in this tank. Here, the copper wires and conduits are shiny. The device is warm to the touch.
Right.
I can do that. That's settled.
Don't mind me pilfering. Breakout. And what was the other one? Preservation and fine. Good light armor. Plus 15 defense while stunned and prone. Less stun duration, less knockdown duration. Yeah, we'll definitely take it and then consider what to do with it. But first let's talk to Cadmanaso. A round-faced, balding man turns to face you. His upper lip is pulled upwards slightly by his point nose, exposing his upper teeth when he scowls.
What is the meaning of this?
What do we ask him? Thalmor told me you're not supposed to be doing any more experiments. Yes, well, Ethelmore hasn't done much good for anybody since his soul moved into an inanimate object, so I fail to see how I should let that sway me. If animancers all follow the commands of their leaders, where would we be? We'd all be as backwards and willfully ignorant as the Ratsters. We would know nothing about life or death, even ourselves. We would be lost in the dark with no clue as to why. Animancers must push the boundaries of knowledge, but you must be careful also. Even Defiant Space isn't as safe for research as it once was. What do we respond here? Surely there are other parts that don't involve risking lives.
Indeed. Many lives have been spent in such pursuits, writing treatises and poems. But tell me this, how does one verify the truth of a poem? If some philosopher stumbled across the meaning of our existence, how would we know it from a false one? These are wasted lives. In animancy there is progress. We are measurably closer to complete understanding because of our work, and that will be true until our work is complete. Who will solve Widewen's legacy? Some church? Some warrior? It will be an animancer, or it will be no one at all.
Have you tried your experiments on any other subjects? I have, yes. No point in lying about it now that Ethelmore is involved. I asked for volunteers from our patients and a few brave souls came forward. I was very close at one time to a breakthrough. They understood that. They understood their sacrifice would mean something. So you were demoted. How'd that happen? Azor's nostrils flare and he bares his upper teeth more broadly. That's none of your concern? Did one of the others put you up to this? Altmer, that's McWeasel. Things went wrong. Everything. I don't know how, I'll never know. He spits on the floor as if to remove a bitter taste from his mouth. Okay, I'd like access to the North Ward. Out of the question. Those patients are isolated for a reason. Well, I've seen your records and know what you're doing with them.
Those are private! You have no right!
He balls up his fists and digs his teeth into the index finger, a growl simmering beneath his breath and a deep scowl compressing his face.
Fine. Speak to them for all the good it'll do you. I'm sure the discussions will be fascinating.
He pulls a heavy key from one of his pockets and nearly slams it down on the floor before handing it to you. Oh well. I'm okay with that. So what else do we have here? The copper wires and conduits are shiny, like the other one. And something churns and bubbles here as well. So we move up here. Oh, was it? Oh, right, it was this one here. No idea what this here is. Probably the holding cell for the wichts then.
Slow and silent.
Well, let's sneak through real quick. Just to see if there's something hidden anywhere. So this is the most prominent cell, so we start here. Osgrim. A willowy adolescent boy stands in the center of his cell, gawkish and stoop-shouldered. He stares straight ahead, the occasional blink his only movement, and it is unclear whether he registers your presence at all behind his glossy, doll-like eyes. In this state, the barriers between your soul and his are thin and porous, easily bypassed if you should wish. Now, let's try. You close your eyes and edge forward towards the boy's soul, and as you near, a sudden malaise comes over you. You are cold and warm all at once, sweating and shivering and straining for breath as you did on the caravan journey. The soul you approach is the wrong one, a parasitic plant that strangles its host. It is predatory and pitiless, and you have crossed paths with it before. Too late does it occur to you to retract, and already you feel yourself plunging into some interminable abyss of thought and memory. You are standing in a cell now, the same cell in the Sanitarium. The halls are moonlit and empty, and you are watching. At the far end of the ward, the door opens, revealing a flesh golem in silhouette beneath the stone archway. It makes its usual rounds, the same stops every time, the misbegotten child of a despondent creators. When the construct is close, you call yourself up and spring forward, pausing out of the boy's body as though it were a membrane. You can sense his body behind you collapsing on the floor, a puppet whose strings are cut. You're rushing toward the golem now, bodiless as a gust of wind. Quickly you think to yourself, quickly, and you feel strength hemorrhaging from your soul as you dart towards the makeshift abomination. You pass into the golem's shell and overtake the soul implanted within, encircling it, suppressing it, and contained in this new vessel, you are strong again. You step heavy-footed down corridors unheeded by other constructs and scrutinized only by the wary, untrustworthy eyes of the mad, coming at last to an office piled with books and scribbled papers and the perverse implements of animancy. You set your oversized hands upon a large machine, a nest of globes and tubes and coils in the center of the room, and go to work, bending wires and unsettling alignments. Your surroundings are pulled past you, or perhaps you are pulled past them, and they dissolve into a blur. When they settle into place again, you are solid on a clear day, standing in front of a crowd stacked high above you on the tiered seats of an amphitheater. You're acting for a crowd, standing deliberately still, but this is no play. A balding man with rodent-like features is strapping you to a machine, the one you had tampered with. You see your arms for the first time, short and fleshy, unmistakably those of a little girl, but this body is not truly yours. Your mind still holds the same determination, the same hard-heartedness as before. The body itself is cold and vacuous. Unlike the others, this one has no soul of its own. The man speaks, and the crowd applauds with enthusiasm worthy of a hero's entrance. "Bear witness," he says, and pulls a lever. The machine shivers and sparks, and a bead of sweat rolls down the side of the man's brow, but the crowd's apprehension quickly gives way to awe as a crystal globe fills with radiant mist that casts the entire theater aglow. He opens a valve, and the glow crawls through a tube along the length of copper wiring that runs to a set of electrodes beneath your armpits. You feel nothing when it reaches you, as it should be, for you have been leading his work astray periodically for some time, altering notes and settings and playing puppeteer for Hollowborn. But you make it look like how people would expect it to look when a body is infused with a soul. In a moment the machine goes dark and the man unstraps you, eyeing you with the scientist's concern. He looks up at the crowd. "Behold!" he says, but there is obvious hesitation in his voice. Slowly, you take a plodding step forward, then another, and another. Oh, damn. Click space for a second there. You look up at the man, giving him the eye contact of which no Hollowborn is capable, and the crowd gasps. The man looks relieved. "How do you feel?" he asks at a volume meant for the crowd, and this is the moment. At the top of your lungs you let out a piercing shriek. The man comes toward you, his hand outstretched, but you run the other way, back to the machine. With all your strength, you drive your head into the crystal globe and it shatters, streaking your head with warm blood. You drive your head down onto the surface of the machine again and again, drawing panicked screams from the crowd, and by the time the man reaches you, your body has already ceased proper function and merely twitches on the cold ground. Satisfied, you depart the corpse in search of another unsuspecting host, who could put their faith in animacy now. You're pulled again from your surroundings, transcending the boundaries of memories and lifetimes, deeper and deeper past betrayals and murders, and lies upon lies that form a thick webbing of plots beyond mortal comprehension. You settle at last in a room you have seen before, expansive, with a tall device encasing an Adra monolith at its center. The room is filled with people, and the people all look at the device. You're yanked suddenly back to reality, and the once catatonic boy in the cell is looking directly at you, appraising, calculating. There's no mistaking now that this is the soul of Thaos X Arcanon, the man you have been searching for, that gazes out from the hollowed husk. A watcher. I believe we share a common past. I'm just looking for some answers. Is that so? He makes no effort to hide his disinterest, but he continues to search your eyes. He makes a slight grunting noise, and his eyes soften for an instant, and it seems, for that moment, that he recognizes you. He opens his mouth to speak, then seems to think better of what he was about to say. His jaw tightens. I know your look. You hunger for answers that elude you. It gnaws at your soul. It usurps your reason for being. You are like everyone. I will help you let go. He dodges backwards with a startling grace, putting himself out of reach. On his face there is no malice, only the dispassion of a farmer putting down a sick animal. Then suddenly, he slumps forward. That guy has some skill. Wow. Okay, so... immediate rearrangement, please. Okay, so I think we want some form of blessing here. And then we go ahead and use a fireball. Oh, that was a nice one. Man, there's suddenly a lot of stuff going on. Okay, so... seems we're doing fine. Hard to keep an eye on everything at once sometimes. Yeah, this is actually going really well. Everyone take that flash construct, please. There we go. Now Batiksa. And then that flash construct. So we had our first proper encounter with that guy now.
Keeping an eye out.
Okay, so let's do a bit of looting here. Nothing much interesting. Let's search the cells though. Oh, okay, so that guy can somehow body jump, and he's been sabotaging animancy. That is actually a very major discovery right there. Okay, there's the next flash construct.
Let's go.
Let it come to me.
Let's go.
There. I want to have enough space to engage them properly. There we go. And you two attack the second one. Okay. They're not much of a problem either. Actually, seems we are really powerful here. Okay, so what other dangers await us out here? Dead people. God, probably. Yeah.
Let's go.
Man, we really need those guys down fast. And we've gained some bestiary progress again. So that guy has some money, probably vessel flash, yeah. So where are the wichts?
I'm on the trail.
Nothing else in here? Really? I was suspecting something more in here. How about in here? Nope. There we are, another flash construct. Let's move back here. And engage. Man, we really deal amazing amounts of damage. More dead guardsmen. Damn. This is turning out to be a massacre. Let's see what Azo has to say. If he's still alive, he is actually. What have you done? I don't have time for this. Okay, so are those guys out here now also against me? Okay, this guy fled. He as well. Ordered us to there. I'm getting out of here, it's not safe anymore. Really now. Okay, how about the guys up here? Will there be any danger? Doesn't look like it. What the blazes happened down there? You were given permission to ask questions. Okay, Azu was being influenced by a patient, but that patient really wasn't himself at the time. You finish your explanation, Ethelmore breaks his silence. I have read accounts of people in history who could do what you describe. The accounts are few and brief and never reliable. Some go as far as to suggest that they were all the same person. If truly such a person was here among us, plotting our ruin, would that I had a body again and could be of some real use in this time of need. I fear what the future may hold for this place. I am grateful we were able to dispatch the threat before there was a loss of innocent life. We very nearly had another scandal on our hands. What of Arso? What part did his experiments play in this catastrophe? Yeah, well, he did some crazy stuff down there. But he was trying to help the patients. Let's go with that. I should have known better than to isolate him. Of course he would resort to deception. The wiser thing would be to allow his experiments, with close oversight of course. Mind like his must be allowed a chance to create. Okay, so that was that quest, huh? Ooh, okay. That was an interesting encounter. Suddenly the big bad just stands in front of us, or at least his soul does. And really, we've actually learned quite a lot. He is capable of the soul possession and he can just jump bodies. Oh hey, look, assassins. Oh, actually quite a few. And I know which assassins will need to go down first. And we actually will be using some magic here. You get to attack that guy now. Is that close? There we go. The threat is already basically over. Yep. This plaza has seen a lot of combats with us. Okay, they have a scroll note. Written on this scrap of parchment is a concise but detailed description of you, including your name, your distinguishing features, and everyone of you known to have associated with in your brief time in Deerwood. Yeah, who would have guessed something like that would happen? Probably everyone? Oh well. Let's go talk to Lady Webb. So this turned out to be much more action-packed and interesting than I thought it might be. Which is a good thing in my opinion. Not always, but sometimes. So, let's go visit the lady.
How fares your search?
I can tell you something new.
Well, let's hear it.
I found Thaos in Brackenbury's Sanitarium impersonating a patient. He was trying to damage the public's opinion of animancy.
Forgive me, it is unlike Thaos to leave witnesses. He must be furious. He did not aid you as you'd hoped, I take it? Well, take heart. With any luck, when he has finished his business, he will surely come and find you again, if only to kill you while you sleep.
That doesn't sound good.
This news of yours makes sense, of course. To dabble in animancy is to puzzle over the secrets of the gods. This would not be the Leaden Key's first action against it. But if this is connected to their other activities, we may be in for something on a much larger scale.
I feared something like that.
That isn't enough to take to the Duke, but we're close. Avar Wolfgren is a cautious man. He will want to know everything possible before being moved to action.
Okay, then that is all. We move down again. And unless something happens, I think I'm gonna call this episode here. So thank you all for watching, hope you've had some fun. I certainly had fun in this episode. It was a different outcome than I expected. If you did, consider commenting, liking, or subscribing. I'd be happy about any one of those. You can also follow me on Twitter at _medladder. If you want to tell me something or just make a note, hit me up here or on Twitter. I'm open for discussion. And yeah, on that note, thanks again for watching. Hope to see you the next time. Bye bye.